Hi friends, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Tuesday and I'm not going to make this video long. I just want to give you a little bit of an update and tell you about something. So last September I posted a couple of videos about my dad's celebration of life party that we had for him. Many family and friends were there. You can go back and watch that video. His birthday was September 16th. My dad's name is Mario Rivas. And he turned 80 on September the 16th, 2019. He, at the time, had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. He was diagnosed actually, I want to say in July. And so he said, I don't want a funeral when it's time. The doctors gave him until the end of October to live. And so since his birthday was in September, he said, I want a big party. My dad always wanted his birthday celebrated. We always had to make sure that we remembered his birthday in September, and we better send him a card or give him a phone call or something. So he said, I just want everyone to come. So you can see in the videos, if you go back and watch, there's part 1 and part 2, because it was a wonderful party. We wanted to make sure, I wanted to make sure to capture all the festivities and everything of the day. His brothers, all of his siblings were there. His brothers and his sisters were all there to share the day, as well as many longtime friends, family, all of us. My brother couldn't come from Oregon. He had just come the week before, and due to his work schedule. I told you that I would give you an update, and I really hadn't updated you since September, mostly because we had been going back and forth. So I grew up about 2 hours from here. I'm in Clovis, California, Fresno, Clovis area, and grew up in Santa Maria, California, which is about 2.5 hours away. That's where my dad was and my dad's family. Well, if you caught on to me saying this video is just to let you know and update you that my dad did pass away last week, Ash Wednesday, February the 26th, 2020. My dad passed away. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about, not details, but just a little bit about what happened between September and February. So some of you may go through this same thing that we went through at some point in your life, or those of you that may have already gone through this, and you know, and you can relate and maybe leave me some words of comfort below. Anyway, so what happened was basically my dad was diagnosed, and because of the pain he was in, so he ended up going from his home to the hospital to a long-term care facility, and he was there for months. Till finally in January, they finally just said, you know, you need more help than we can give you here. You need to go back over to the hospital. So he was from the hospital because of an infection back to the long-term care facility. He never went home until, I'll tell you about that in just a minute. He just went home a couple of weeks ago, or about, right before he passed away. So he was in the long-term care facility, and you know, he had been experiencing the effects of dementia for probably the last 6 months. So I have 2 sisters, one older, one younger, and then our brother that lives in Oregon. And so we all got together, and along with my aunt, his sister that also lives there, and his siblings that lived close as well. And so everyone, he has lots, my dad had so many wonderful friends, his best friend since forever. And so my dad had lots of visitors. There wasn't a day or certainly not a week that went by that my dad didn't have people visiting him. So we were comforted in that, and his spirits were good. But as his cancer progressed, there was less and less they could do for him. He already went through 2 bouts of chemotherapy, radiation, physical therapy. I mean, just everything that they could possibly do for him. My sister decided that, my sister lives in Orange County, my older sister lives in LA. So my younger sister decided that, you know, probably it'd be better for him to move to a facility that was closer to them so that they could maybe help take care of them. My older sister at the time wasn't working, and so he was moved to a facility, a long-term care facility in Los Angeles, and my sisters were able to visit him more. My dad didn't like it. he didn't want to be there. He wanted to be home. Even if he was at the hospital, he wanted to be in Santa Maria. And which, of course, we understand. He wasn't getting his, the visitors, his best friends, his, all the other people that were visiting him that live in town that were able to just stop by after work or, after their lunch hour or, for any time, at any time, weren't able to go and see him. So he was there for about 2 weeks and he was miserable. He didn't want to be there. He gave the staff a hard time. The facility coordinator was calling my sister saying, okay, your dad does not need to be here. He needs to go back home. He's not happy here. He's not eating. He is not, by then he had lost control of his bowels, basically. He is not letting us change him or take him a shower. So my sister started looking for a facility that he could go back to, but since Santa Maria is a small town, the facilities were limited on where he could go to. So finally, his best friend said, you know what, have him go home and we will figure it out, as well as my aunt. My aunt said, you know what, I will call a couple people that I know and we'll just find him 24-hour care. And that's what my dad wanted. He wanted to go home. He wanted to pass away at home. He knew that his time was coming. I truly believe that, and as he did, that when your time is coming. He said probably for the last at least 2-3 months, he said that Jesus came and talked to him. He told us that often. And he was getting communion every day. My sister called him every day and read scripture with him every day. So even though my dad had, at one time was an alcoholic for many years when we were growing up, and that's a video for another day, and he and my mom were divorced when we were in high school, and he remarried very shortly, and if that wasn't a good thing for anybody. So majority of his life after the 17 years that he was married to my mom, he lived by himself. And so I think that's true. You've heard those stories that, men that are married live longer than maybe single men. That's a statistic. I didn't make that up. That's a research fact. I've read it in AARP, so I guess it must be true. But and so my dad really just didn't take care of himself. And over the years, my sister Tammy has lived with him, has cared for him when he was going through his worst bout and battle with diabetes. My sister changed his whole diet, helped him get back to health, and so he's just had a hard life as far as his health goes. And even though when he was in his 20s and even into his 30s, he played semi-pro football, he was a boxer, and so he was always, a healthy person. But as he got older, he just kind of let things go by the wayside. And certainly after my parents were divorced, he just got worse after that. So my dad they moved him back to his house. They got a new hospital bed for him, wheelchair, everything that he needed, 24/7 care. He had 2 different people caring for him, and he just continued to progress in a, he just continued to progress, and his cancer just caused him so much pain. They could only give him so much morphine. And my sister finally said, that's it. We're calling the ambulance. We're taking him back to the hospital. My dad really wanted to pass away at home, but my sister felt like, he needed to be at the hospital. She did not want to see him in pain. My younger sister, she's had the hardest time with my dad's passing. My brother, my older sister, and I really said goodbye and said our goodbyes to our dad, knowing that, we're going to say goodbye to him while he still can say goodbye to us, can still talk to us, can still tell us that he loves us. And so we did that. And I really didn't, and neither did my older sister. We did not want to see my dad, fade away, and we didn't want to see him in pain. And but my younger sister was committed to being there with him every moment until he took his last breath. Unfortunately, that's not how it happened, because by the time the nurse called my sister came zooming into town. She lives 3 hours away, 3.5 hours away. She came into town, and shortly after my dad passed. So she wasn't there actually with him. His brother was with him. His brother, I think his sister as well. Anyway, And so, you know, my dad is in a better place. He's not in pain anymore. And that's the most important thing, is even though it's hard to lose someone we love, pancreatic cancer is awful. Those of you that have suffered through it with someone you love, you know that. There's just not a cure. And so, my dad was cremated. He did not want a funeral. He did not want anything. He said, I want everyone who loves me to tell me they love me, and while I'm alive, and I want them to be here to talk to me and to all of that. So my sister, while she stayed for the cremation, my sisters and I, my brother did not come. My other sister and I did not come. So my sister handled it with my aunt and my uncle that were there with her. And one of my sisters wanted her ashes in a little heart-shaped necklace that she could wear. And then my brother and I got matching doves, kind of made out of not copper, but a kind of metal. And so my dad's ashes will be there. My brother will have one, I will have one, and then my sister will have an urn with the remainder of his ashes for her. So next month in April, I scheduled yesterday, that's what I've been working on for the last few days or so, just getting arrangements made. But next month in April, we're going to have a mass said for him at the Catholic Church there where we went in Santa Maria at 5 p.m. And then after that, whomever wants to come, we'll just go out to dinner after that. We're just gonna follow my dad's wishes, not make a big deal about anything. So today I'm in my office because I'm procrastinating, but I'm supposed to be writing the obituary so that we can put that in the local newspaper there in Santa Maria, as well as post it on Facebook for anyone else that might be on there that wants to know about my dad's passing. Of course, all of our family knows. My aunt and my aunts took care of that, making sure that all the family knew. And so now we just, there's a few other little things that we need to take care of. But again, my dad is in a better place. We're all sad, of course. So lots of prayers. Everyone around me has just been praying. And my sister, like I said, my younger sister, who is taking it the hardest, we've just been calling her, talked to her yesterday. Just, she's actually planning her wedding. She's getting married in May, and she kind of already knew that my dad wasn't going to probably make it to her wedding, and so that saddened her. And but she got physically sick from the whole my dad's passing. So we're just kind of keeping an eye on her. I talked to my brother yesterday for about an hour, and just keeping our luckily I'm really blessed that the four of us, my two sisters and my brother, we're very close, and we talk to each other, if not daily, every other day. And maybe that's too close, I don't know. No, we love each other very much. Since our parents divorced when we were, I was in high school and they were younger, we just always remained very close because of that. And so I'm truly blessed with beautiful friends and family. Those of you that know, my friends that here on YouTube, I reached out to a few of you and let you know. So but if I didn't tell you, I'm telling you now. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to just contact everyone, but I'm sure you understand. There's just been so much going on. So anyway, lots of prayers. Thank you. I was just going to start, posting some random videos. We always have videos that we shoot that we don't edit and stuff, and I was just going to start posting those this week. But in the back of my mind, I just kept saying, you know what, I just want to share this with you because it was September, and I told you I would update you on what's going on with my dad, and I never did. And I just, I don't know, you guys, we're just friends and fam here. So I just want to let you guys know that. And thank you, everyone that are sending me your prayers and thoughts and all of that. So we're okay. We're going to be okay. My dad is in a better place. So thank you all for stopping by today and for supporting my channel. You guys are the best. So make sure that whatever you're doing today, you're doing things you love with people you love, and make sure to tell them that you love them. All right. Thanks, friends. Bye.